the second cat's going off. Pretty sure it would have been alright. That's just the new level. I was sure I was going to be the sword. That's okay. That's a sign. That's a sign. You know what that mirror's moving around for? It's been on this damn wall for so fucking long. I drew some symbols on it, made portals, finally needed to move it. Okay? This is an important part of the story. Since it's back in here, that's where it needs to be. Because where are we going? We're going forward. I haven't even finished any of the communication that I've said, because everything has fallen by the wayside till today. Because today had been a re-energetic shuffling, I must say. And God damn it, I feel great. Now, I don't think it's necessary to redeem my popularity level. I think that's pretty much stupid. But I'm aware that it's based in what I've made it to be for the reasons it's necessary. And frankly, it wouldn't matter to me anyway, because most people's based on their understanding isn't capable of incorporating what it took to get there. So that's another thing. And furthermore, it was not easy. It wouldn't be something I would want to do anyway. But I made all that available to the women before, and having to ask for help instead of lean on the fact that my remedy was probably going to end up causing me more problems, because it was drugs. And I was like, if I isolate and don't normalize relations with a woman, it might be my life. I heard crickets. Now, believe what you want. I might not be completely unbroken. I'm not completely fucked up in any way that I can't be aware of it. It might even be to my benefit not to have to fuck with women in the state they're in. But if I want you to notice that the personal power and integrity that I have to be able to say that is completely returned. And just to be able to have this gift in love covers so many more sins. And it is. Yeah, I might have had to admit there was desire for that specific act and why it was, because of what had happened, and why it needed to be overcome or pushed. That was between me and the goddess. The goddess needed to push me that direction forward. I understand why. And if it's the goddess of witches, I'd like to see them try to do something about it. I wish they wouldn't. But currently, I'm operating in about as in balance as I can. Because my friend Candace, I want her to be, and during this period of time, the opposition. It's necessary. I don't know if I made that point to her, but since I had already had it in this book stamped with the dragon stamp, the red dragon, the day came up, enough of the things came up that the timing was called and all these things had happened. I have not lost anything. There is still a bit of a wonder about is something is a sign of something else, like is I could be concerned, but whether or not, even if they're doing the thing that I could be worried about, I'm gonna align with them. That's how it is. That's way more badass than I can even express to you. Do you understand? Like, I don't give a fuck what they're doing, because they'll have my back. That's what's required. I've never really been able to have that sort of unity before, because there was no way to obtain it. Now, it's not even that bad, because for all the reasons you want somebody to be the best person they can be, they're all of the Capricorns. I'm not a Capricorn. I want them to be that way, and they're great at it. But it's only a little bit of more empathy and compassion that you got to be if you're a Christian, that I wouldn't hold them to that. It's difficult. It is. And if that's what women want to do to come together, I think it's more important that they come and work together, honestly. You know. But I did have immediately felt, and I said it too. I was like, because I asked my friend to choose her name, and the name that she chose, Heavy Feather Heart. That's your sentence to fucking the alligator, but it's not called alligator if it's in the Hall of Mott. It's got a different name and it's scarier. So you think it ain't fucking straight up? This shit's on it's on the level. It's on the level. Now I had an experience and I changed the first heavy to light because I was like, I don't think you can think of yourself as a that I didn't know when I got the light. I thought it was Red Feather that was sending me a message. I had to actually clear it up. I started thinking it was a different sort of balancing going on, and I overwhelmed her with information because after I had to put myself out there, I let it go because you don't want to put the barriers. And this is like a ritual going on. Wasn't in the place where I had the overstanding. It was being done to me, you know. But as I say, after the fact, now that I know, this guy came here because he can come here and he can get high, and I'll let him fuck his hoes in my trailer, which is not really something I'm all that thrilled about. But I've done it myself. It's kind of nice. I could see why you would want to. It kind of got weird when it went into the extra time. I mean, I'm not a bad host or nothing, but I mean, goddamn, you're there all day. I had to help push. I was getting fucking feeling a little weird. I had to share some of the things I don't want to share, but I'm not worried about it. Now I understand that were it necessary for it to be any other way, I needed to kind of even have a little bit of wonder about that girl. Because she, like I said, she looked like somebody that I dated in high school. That might be a kind of like a love, but that's not important. I was doing something different. I did it in here, and this is the way it needed to go down. I'm not ashamed of it. In fact, I'm more than happy and capable of having that occurrence. Because, like I said, I never had any doubt that what was going on here was possible here. I had a lot more worry about if other people actually gave a shit and weren't going to be fucking just killing the Christians or, you know, not working together. Now I don't care. Now I'm aware. I'm cool about it. And this needs to be known. Because if I don't have this person that I'm having to push to be a partner, that the higher self of myself said that you can't just not partner with her because what y'all need to do, you've got a contract. You need to be doing it. You can't just avoid her because she doesn't. You don't like it. I've not been able to obtain to that place. I've argued a lot back, but to be honest, I mean, I think it would be within our best interest. But also, it's not easy to share to somebody that you take them in the struggle of being a single mom, having the two boys because you've got those two boys, and I think of mine, and I have the whole time. I'm not gonna lie. And the whole time that it was so many years back that this girl was in this room with me, it was definitely supposed to be a temptation to sleep with that girl. Because if you don't think that I want to sleep with hot girls, as hot as she was back then, you're out of your fucking mind. I don't know what made me aware that if I did that, it would fuck up the energetics because it was the anger. That would be a violation against my ex and it would fuck the program up. So fuck the program up for what? I mean, it's just now that I was able to shut the door to her because now I need to be able to do what I need to be able to do despite that. Does Candace know? Does Candace know that why when on her birthday the sudden awareness to be attracted to her again and to hit on her was necessary to get my mind to go back to one place where something happened that was the same damn thing? That the same damn thing that despite whether I was aware of it or not could say removed from me my maleness enough to make it the Osiris ritual. I mean, trust me, you don't want to be eaten by the crocodile. Sobek, fuck. Crocodilian. I mean, I'm not going to tell her until it's appropriate. She ought to be honored. I mean, like I said, I didn't want to share that because that's in my own mind. So if in my own mind, there's a reason. Reason number one, because the mistake was made that if you're 69 and you do the elixir thing, that you could transfer your information, was a mistake, and it happened with Eden. Yes, her birthday was yesterday. I've been aware of this the whole time. It was the biggest fucking mistake. The last fucking thing you'd want to do is have given the devil her devil. Nobody expected her to be as evil as she ended up being, and that girl got every bit of my information because I know I put it there, and it was a bamboozle. Because I hit on somebody else, and when me and Red Feather went to go to pick her up because she was Shannon, she was gonna maybe have to go to fucking jail. So of course I was gonna flirt on her and try to see if I could smash before she got put in jail, because that's just the way my mind worked at the time. Now it's totally ridiculous, of course, but she was pissed, and Eden just snatched me up. Eden just wasn't having it, and that's how that happened. But that's what happened. That's the truth. Eden is no longer in our social circle. Her family is, and this is nice and great. So far so good. So is my, am I still, do I have any more credit? Have I redeemed myself from anything yet? No. No. But I can now, because whatever foot was on my neck in this place because of the perception isn't on me anymore. And in fact, it won't be in my interest to make myself look any more whatever. But when I shopped, I got the things that the lady had me get. She made me go get a brush. I bought my food for the health of my body. And if I didn't do that for the person that I chose, myself, then I'm not a man, because that's the only way to get the best me I can get. I could share that with her and want to believe that she could accept that, but I have to have the work involved in it. So I have to put myself out here like this. And some of these things have been they've been like carrots. Like, you know, to pretend like the same thing that, I mean, yeah, the girl that I had lost my virginity to, that's a sexual thing. But it caused me to just lock in on Amanda. Because just Amanda already had a nice ass. She still does. Amanda's attractive as fuck. But I'll tell you what the extra little push was. It was something that Eden said. And the only reason why she would say it, and Amanda said that's not true. That doesn't make any sense. That's not nothing she ever said. If she made that up, it's because she could do that with what ability she had. And it was a setup because it fucked with me for so many years. Because it made me want to try it, and she told me that. And that's what the devil does. Now we're all a little bit fucked up from our time with the devil. I'm not sure exactly why she chose that she wanted to go down the dark path, but she did. I love her to death. I would love to see her again, but that girl's dangerous. Straight up. And you better know your shit before you go fucking around. So I feel like she's taught me a very powerful lesson. That was Rebel fucking Princess. And I met her and I declared her to be Yellow Princess. I didn't know she was a Yellow Warrior, but there's only a few of those. I'll tell you something else that I know for a fact because I wondered about it. And I'm going to say it here before I share it too much. Because at the time I didn't know what the fuck, why. All these hats I got on this hat rack, during this time, when all this stuff started, something had happened. There was a lady that got killed here in this town. This is going to go into the mix of crazy shit. Because this needs to be known. Because it's more important that what I'm doing is doing this to clear it up. Because at least the people that are involved listening to my bullshit have had me saying it and be aware of it. There's none of my friends that live here that's interested in that. They're going to be more confused and whatever by what the fuck's going on. I have to actually build my integrity here. It's important. And it is important. It's important that I have fucking Mr. Mission Control, whether he knows what I'm going through or being able to pay attention to it or not. There's enough people here that there's a rapport with, that they're going to see that I have to go through it and I'm not going to be able to fucking fuck it up. And it's important that I get it right. This right here, this is not blood, but it started to make me look at it like, what is this? I started to think about it, and something happened because I stepped on one of these little pins that you, like a metal or something. It was a military one that had 2 prongs on my foot. It bled. It got on that fucking Terry's fucking funeral thing. Boy, howdy. Let me tell you what they did to this lady for a small period of time. And I'll tell you why I thought this. And I can clearly say that because if Alyssa really thought on her own that it was my low status prom, if that's the clearest data as can come from the female seers, that they would not know that I would then be able to take on that lady was fucking pissed. The lady that was killed, I thought that she was pointing me out to being the one that killed the lady and was wearing her hat. And I was infuriated. I had a fury that the male me could not contain. It kicked in that goddess did, because I only have the awareness of it, and I wouldn't have been able to even process it right. I was so fucking pissed and I felt so secure at the time necessary to think that she was the one putting that on me, and that was the distortion. Now I'm past that. I don't even know if I've made that clear to her. So when I see those hats, I think of her, and I collect them. But when dude was over here, he kept doing something. He had a yellow hat, and I was wondering what he was trying to say. What are you trying to say? Fucking yellow hat, what? Because the yellow points out Alyssa, because she's a yellow sun. He's a white dog. So according to my understanding of how things have gone here, according to the way that they are now, we got some wonderful fucking things cooking here, y'all. Opportunities unlike previously ever, because he's pointing her out. And he did that. And if he's pointing her out and just showing that hat, I wasn't clear about if I was being told this was a confidential operation, or he was saying confidence and it was making me think something. To be honest, I don't give a fuck. I'm not a drug dealer. You know, if they're doing that, it's only making me think for a small period of time that it's a friend of mine, and it's because they got caught, and I'm gonna have to clear it up. But I'll clear it up with her. And whatever happened, if what happened because she got whatever, then I'll be able to do that and I'll be okay with it. But if they've done that to my friend, I feel like it's more like I have the ability to come in and connect with her. Before that, I would have felt betrayed and all kinds of shit. But now I don't feel like there's any other way it can go. I could be wrong about it, but during this time, it's providing a service for me to wonder. And really, it's only because of the other dog. You know, I know some people like pit bulls and all that shit, but Bubba's dad, Buster, the one that abused him, I saw him pull his dick out over at her apartment. And you know, I'm not saying that makes anybody fucking whatever, but if you want to say all the things that you can say about drug people, and this guy, they call him Buster, my conclusion from that, because in the dream I couldn't move in with her, she wanted me to go and move in with her, She was going to have to move out of one place and go to the other. And I just couldn't move there because I saw the future and I was going to die. And she took it that I broke up with her. And next time I went to the bar, I saw her fucking up there with the guy with the fucking pink shirt. Didn't say a goddamn thing about it, though. I let it go. I let it go. And I know she was happier and she went on her path. But if it wasn't that, I would have been upset. Things happened as they needed to. It's not, I don't even need to be married to her. If I unconnect from my wife, my one I married, and I have, it was difficult, but I did. I took a lot of all my energy back, but it only has to go into one spot into her. And all I had to do was hit on her to fucking return to that. And so what? It's one spot. So what if it's just the third eye? Then that's the correct way. That's the only way I know to say it. Because I don't really need anybody to suck my dick. It has nothing. It has little to do with that at all. It has to do with your personal power value. Which, you know, it really does. If you think your fucking dick can kick out the information of your fucking mind by some process that you can do, and you like it, and you want to do it, it's gonna cause you to want it more. And I know that it works. And for some people, I wish I could fucking teach them that. I wish I could teach them that. Especially if I've already experienced them. Because I have to deal with the bullshit of what they know. And it pisses me off. It does. And that does play into the factor. Little sister, I'm talking to you. I'm just saying. I had to go through more shit on that one that's traumatizing to me, but it was only one day. And it makes me mad because it makes me feel like it is served to make me feel like I'm being devalued over somebody that's going to abuse you. Maybe that's a reason for that. But I've decoupled from that more and more and more. So yeah, I may have in my mind, when I wanted to have somebody as be my Valentine, I thought about her too. But she was still communicating with me. So I'm not going to lie and say that it wasn't. But it had a lot less to do with any of the things than what I said. So yeah, since they make me look like a fool for saying all these things, let me clear it up. That's why it makes me look like a fool. Because I'm saying these things because they've been true. So now that I'm done being a fool, thank you. And also thank you to the girl that I did choose. Because I broke down crying because I had an experience in my son. And if you want to see me cry again about that shit, let me tell you this. There's really no other way to think that from where your son says, I hate you, I'm not taking your dad's guitar, I never want to see you again. And then have him accept me and have that experience. There's nothing as good as that was. I don't have the remembering of it, but I last remember him saying, yeah, come to my wedding. And we went. And it was that girl that she had the fucking gall to fucking say that. And no, my ex wasn't invited. It was like that. So what do you think? You think I'm not going to have to fight for her? Whether or not she may fucking do one fucking 5-minute fucking gig. It's fucking working. So if you don't believe in yourself, believe in that. And I hope every one of you have whatever belief you think about me, and I have earned it. Because I've had to fuck myself up for a long time to do something else that fucking no one else could do. And finally that time is over. Now I don't have to fucking care what anyone else thinks, believes, or does. But if it was important for me to do that, then my belief was that I was fighting those other motherfuckers that were going to be doing it and doing evil. And maybe it's more important what you think if you can do something. I'm just saying. A lot of people are more involved in their fucking... Look, it's cost me a lot. I'm not going to lie. But you're not going to tell me that fucking I didn't win. When I had to ask my stepdad, I was like, hey, I'm kind of leaning on thinking that typewriter thing was a clue. And I laid it out for him. And when I was standing in the back of the truck loading the shit today, it was prophecy. It was correct. Because we went on this journey under such duress and came back with a headstone. And that motherfucker said they probably murdered him for fucking trespassing. Well, of course. Because all the trespassing that was going on had been me on the other side. That's how I got to go and meet those people. All got cleared up. So you believe what you want. This place is blessed. Shit opened up. And a lot of more people could have been helpful and they just weren't going to do it. And a lot of the gang stalkers think that they're fucking really got something going on. That they don't. A lot of their fucking rituals, Mr. Shane is going to have Amber and fucking... You're doing rituals you're not even aware of. And if you think you're aware of them, you're not, because you're doing them wrong. And my friend wouldn't be freaking out even from me saying Amber because of it. Actually. But that's none of my business. I can still be helping them while they're fucked up, knowing what I've learned. And it's probably better that way. I'm not fucked up about it. I like Shane. You know? Do I have a little bit of jealousy that I've had to be in the extra fucking alone and fucking secluded area? It does feel like you've been fucking outcast, and it was told to be that way for a while, but that period of time is over, and it's not in my interest to want to participate at the level of where any of those people are at. So what? I got what I was after. Now I think that my friend Amanda may see me in a lower light, because I saw when she saw that guy out there, I saw the disgust in her face, and it was necessary. Like, ugh, what is he doing over there? Well, I told him. I was like, oh, well, apparently, let me let you know, because it's not open for that no more. You think I don't have to have respect and put the thing on my lip? All these things happened, and they needed to. Okay? It's very difficult to say that. I'm not going to try to edit this, because I need this to be out there. And I have not answered or been on the fucking YouTube at all. The next thing I got to do is put in my paperwork to change my fucking... I'm not doing that fucking... I've already decided I'm not doing the coding shit. And you know what told me that? The goddamn AI. So it really pushed me away from that, because of what it was asking. They said all I got to do is do some papers. But I started getting in a upset state with that, and I've been busy. So my universe seems to be in order. And as long as I obey that, I'm okay. It doesn't mean I feel okay about it. There you go. So do I think that it's worth it? My contribution, my attempt to Valentine, which is normally just a loss, I had a real strong feeling it was in my best interest to try to fucking at least do the sweetness of the ritual. Maybe it was necessary to think for a small period of time about that massacre, how they fucking shot all them guys. You know, once I found out she didn't hate Valentine's Day. Well, you know what? I don't want to say what I thought it would take to make that possible, because I've had a real difficult time having the attraction I've had for my friend and be a better friend to them. Does that make sense? And that's not my fault. That's Eden's fault. Eden wanting to share all her fucking partners and then tell me some shit about do this and no. It feels like a setup. But it's okay. Because there's nothing wrong with being attracted to somebody that's attracted. If you can't handle that, something's wrong with you. It's been a work for me. And it makes me want to help them get married and know that that'll do something. That's just where I'm at. But that's not my place. That's not my place. I just go through the emotions too. And for whatever reason, I experience a lot of energetic fucking turmoil from fucking lust. You would think there would be some fucking... you know, you'd have some sort of fucking dong, like a horse cock if you had some of the, you would feel like you should. And it's not the case. I wonder about that, but I've actually stopped wondering too much. Like, what I know, And it's more important to have what you've got going on. For whatever reason, you were created for the purpose you have. Okay? It's difficult for all of us. We're all going to feel like we're not enough. And if someone makes you feel like you're not enough and you believe it, that's your fault. But it's not true. It's really not. There are no barriers to what you can even change if that were necessary. So don't fall for bullshit. We're being assuaged by it on all fronts. Okay? So I dedicate that to my fucking Valentine. Because I'd rather have her have one of these chocolates that's going to be powerfully blessed and do a sweet thing. Because in that case, I win. If she wants to give me a fucking blowjob, I'll be amazed. But I don't even think that I would be entitled to such a thing before I have to do something else. Because that's really the work that it's for. And I don't know why it's like that. But I started to kind of understand it. So no, I don't feel fucked up about it. I don't. And I don't feel comfortable in a relationship either. I don't know how to be feeling safe with anybody. So, you know, it's not like I don't know that. And like I already said too, it's not like it's set in stone. It just seems to me that would be a perfect partnership. And that makes me a little iffy. You know, I don't like people putting relationship shit on me either. So what? So as long as we're okay with what the fuck's going on, or we think we can. And to say it, although I probably shouldn't, I am interested and always have been to see what Amanda and my kid would look like, but I don't want to have a kid with her or anyone else at all. That's the worst fucking thing to do to myself and the earth that I can think of, but I still think it's interesting what we're able to produce with our combos. Now, I'm going to leave it there because that's as far as comfortable as I can get. So, there. And I will be connecting with my friend, who, don't get it twisted, I know I haven't been able to even communicate with her, but what she's doing, I need her to be doing it, and I'll be able to clear it up after my brother and my roommate's birthday. Because at that point in time, it has been achieved what I'm doing. And I do feel it's necessary to secure them as souls by either the means of mine or the means of hers. And I don't feel like I'm fucking it up and I'm the responsible party. So there you go. But this is a better way to understand the universe, and if you don't think it's going on, then I mean, I guess I could just be making shit up.